Hello everyone. So in microfinance we have completed one chapter. So in second chapter I have to complete half of the second chapter. So we'll start today chapter number 2, that is financial institutions. So financial institutions, in this financial institutions you have already studied all these financial institutions in your Indian banking subject. So we'll just take a brief revision on that. So first of all, what is meant by financial institution? So financial institutions are those bodies who basically collects the surplus funds available, that is they are collecting the savings from the customers and gathering that and giving that to some productive work, like they are gathering the savings of all the customers and they are providing loans in the form of the loans to the industrialists, the loans to the businessmen, the loans to education, loans to students, loans to small scale entrepreneurs, loans to large scale industries, medium scale industries. So through provision of the loans to other productive works, they are earning the interest. So plus for your savings they are adding some interest and providing to you. So financial institution, if we think financial institution, the first concept which comes in our mind is bank. So what is the function of bank? It collects money from the customers, either it is in the form of a saving account, current account, or in the form of fixed deposits. They are collecting money and they are utilizing that money by giving that money to others. So from them they are collecting interest, and this is the process of a financial institution. So here there are some financial institutions and their establishment year. So first of all, here Imperial Bank of India, that is now it is called as State Bank of India. It was established in the year 1921. So our Apex Bank, that is Reserve Bank of India, which was established in the year April 1st 1935. So same here, some of the major financial institutions which we have to study in this chapter is, one of them is the NABARD. So NABARD was established in July 12, 1982. SIDBI, it was established in the year 1990. Next main is RRBs, that is Regional Rural Banks. It was established in the year 1975, and so on. Some of the financial institutions and their establishments have listed out here. So it is important if you take it in the concept of your competitive exams. And for NET and KCET also it is important, because you have one subject that is Indian banking in NET and KCET also. So you can note it down for your competitive exams. Next slide is what is the objective of a financial institution. So if we take a concept of a bank only, what is the objective of a bank? So first objective of any institution, any financial institution or any banking institution, is to provide quick customer service. So here customer service, customers or clients are the main they are regarded as an asset for the bank. So if the bank are not serving according to the needs of the customers, that bank will not be survived for a longer period of time. So here, the as in the business organization where employees are regarded as the asset of the organization, here in the banking organization, the banking institution, the clients and the customers are regarded as the asset for their institution. So here they are providing their best to provide suitable services for the customer. So as customers are different, their needs are different, so there's the services of the financial institution should be tailor made. It means should should be according to the specification of the customers. So here first objective of bringing the financial institution into existence was to provide service to the customers. Next is to help people invest. So here in the financial institutions, or we take the example of the stock brokers or the banks. So here some of the clients have knowledge of investing. They know where to invest, where to not invest, where should we put our money. But some of the customers are also there who don't know where to invest, which sector is good for us to invest our money. So here the one of the objective of the financial institution is to provide knowledge to their customers, to tell them where they can invest, where their money can be saved, where they can earn the highest profits or interest. So this is a kind of providing education to your customers. So here if we take the example of the stock exchange, if an investor is a new to the stock exchange, he don't know anything about the stock exchange, what is the procedure, where to buy the shares, which company shares are good, what is the rate of return he will get. So there the investor can go, he cannot directly purchase the shares in the stock exchange. He can take the example of the stockbroker. So the stockbroker will help him, he will guide him, he will do all the work behalf of the investor. So same here in the banking, in the financial institution, the banking manager or some of the agents, they can help the customer in the process of investing, which sector is good for them, where their investments can be saved, where they can earn the highest return. So the kind of information, a kind of education, providing education, providing a kind of information to the customers is also one of the objective of the financial institution. Next is saving plans. So the if we think of a bank has been established in order to save our money. So the main concept is saving our money in a safest place. So if we have so much of money, if we have little bit of money also, we'll think to deposit in our saving bank account. If we think that our money should be double, we'll invest in some other places, we'll invest in some other kinds of mutual funds, or we'll invest in some kinds of saving schemes. So this is saving plans. So here one customer has different kind of saving plans. Every customer is not same, they have their different kind of specification. So here financial institutions, one of the objective is to provide saving plans which can meet the specification of the their specific customers. So here customers are different. Some of the customers are they are middle class. So banks or the financial institutions objective is to introduce new policies, new kind of schemes which can match the type of the customer. So introducing one of scheme for the medium and the for the middle class and the lower class people, introducing another schemes for the high class people. So there are different kinds of savings plans which should be introduced for the customers. Next is insurance premiums and plans. So for financial institution does not mean only bank. So it includes all the insurance companies also. So here insurance plans and premiums. So the objective of the bank is not only to save the money of the customer, but also the objective of the financial institution is to save their customers from all those things which can harm them. So protecting their customers from any kind of activity which can provide them loss in the future. The best thing is providing them insurance and taking from them premium. So one of the objective of financial institution is also providing insurance and premiums, telling them, educating them, and also provide this is the thing which is most important. So if we want to invest our money, if you want our money to be safe, we'll deposit. For example, I have account in Canara Bank, so I have a saving account. I'll deposit my money in saving bank account. So if I want to take insurance, I'll visit life insurance, that is LIC. So the main thing the financial institution can do here for providing easiness for their customer is providing saving bank account also, and providing insurance schemes also in their bank itself, so that the customer will not find any difficulty to visit another institution for taking the insurance. So these are the objectives of the financial institutions. So next main important type of financial institutions which we should study in this chapter is NABARD. So all of us know what is NABARD. NABARD stands for National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. So when we heard the name NABARD, the thing which comes in our mind is the greenery, the plants, agriculture, farmers, cattle, everything. So NABARD is meant for agriculture development. So what is the mission and what is the vision? So let's see first vision. What is the vision? So the vision of the NABARD is development. It is a development bank of the nation. So all over India, this is the apex bank for the agriculture development. So their vision is to fostering rural prosperity. So here fostering means a kind of encouraging the rural people, encouraging the rural success. So how can we encourage our rural success? So rural people are the most people who are the farmers. So farmers, agriculture is regarded as the backbone for any kind of the nation. So farmers are the people who are providing us food to eat. So we should be grateful for the farmers. So here the rural areas, whichever the rural areas are there, fostering or encouraging the rural prosperity or the success. The main vision, the long term objective of the NABARD is to encourage the rural success. So how can we encourage our rural success? We can encourage our rural success by encouraging the agriculture. So this is the vision of the NABARD. So let's see what is the mission. So to meet that long term objective, what are the short term plans which are listed out by the NABARD? So first of the mission of the NABARD is sustainable and equitable agriculture and rural development. So sustainable and equitable agriculture, rural development with the help of the participative financial and non-financial institutions, innovations, technology, and development for securing prosperity. So here's, in the simple words, the mission is we should sustain the agriculture for future generation also, and equitable, so agriculture and other sectors. So we are focusing more on the other sectors than on the agriculture. NABARD's objective is to sustain the agriculture also and to provide the equitable concentration for developing the agriculture with the help of financial as well as the non-financial intervention, means the institutions. So NABARD is the apex bank. It is the apex bank for the agriculture and the rural development. So under that bank, some of the financial institutions will be working. So with the help of, with the cooperation of all those banks located all over the country, their mission is to secure the success, secure the prosperity in the form of sustaining the agriculture and in the form of giving equal concentration for the agriculture development. So next, the establishment of the NABARD. So NABARD was first of all named as Agriculture Refinance and Development Corporation. So the before name of NABARD, the predecessor was Agriculture Refinance Development Corporation, and it was formed in the year July 12th, 1992, and this is the development financial institution for agriculture. Legal status, it is under the control of the government of India. What was the purpose? The purpose, as we know, it is the development assistance, poverty reduction. The main purpose was the development assistance for the agriculture and poverty reduction, and its headquarters located in Mumbai, uh, located at Mumbai, India. The current chairman of the NABARD is Govinda Rajulu Chintala, and the website is www.nabard.organization. So next is the role of the NABARD. So what is the role? What is the work of the NABARD? So first point is, it is the apex financing agency. So apex means the highest. It is regarded as the highest financing agency for the agriculture and other kind of rural development activities. So NABARD is the apex bank concerning for all the kinds of the policies. So every kind of policy or schemes they are introducing, and also providing credit for the activities for the rural development, or providing or introducing any kind of a development program for the agriculture, education program for the farmers. So all kind of activities are decided by the NABARD only. So it is the apex bank for all the other banks which are working under the NABARD. Next is monitoring formulation of rehabilitation. So here rehabilitating, bringing back to the good bringing back to the good one. So rehabilitating schemes, restructuring of the credit institutions. So here some of the institutions, this is the NABARD. So under this some of the institutions will be working. So these institutions, if they have bank solvency, so the role of the NABARD is to strong these credit institutions, restructure, rehabilitate these financial institutions, so that this NABARD can take work from these financial institutions which are working under the NABARD. Next is coordinates the rural financing activity. So here the main bank which we known is RRBs, so regional rural banks. So this is the main bank which is working for the rural development. So here NABARD takes these kinds of financial institutions, coordinate with them, and provide financial assistance for the rural areas. So one of the bank which we know is the cooperative banks, that is a DCC bank. So these kind of banks are all kinds of cooperative banks, district central cooperative banks. These banks are financed by the NABARD only. So here undertake monitoring and evaluation projects refinanced by it. So whatever the financial activities they are promoting, so it is not like it is the role of the NABARD is to just provide the finance. They are also checking whether that specific finance which is provided by NABARD are used for that purpose or not. So they are rechecking, they are monitoring each and every activity of the financial institutions, whether they are working for that or not. Next is the institution which help the rural economy. NABARD helps them. So if there is some institution which is working for the rural development, if the institution is working for the agriculture, the NABARD will refinance it, will provide the finance and will help them in any kind of areas they need some assistance. Next is it provides training facility for institution working in the field of rural upliftment. The same point has repeated here. So next is functions of NABARD. So what are the functions of the NABARD? So here the functions of NABARD are classified into four main types. One is credit, development, supervisory and other functions. So let's look into this briefly. So credit functions, so this is the functions which is providing the finance or money. So first of all is framing policy and guidelines for rural financial institutions. So here I told the example of DCC bank. I told the example of rural regional banks. So for these kinds of banks which are located in the rural areas, who are working for the rural areas, who are working for the agriculture development, who are working for the upliftment of the rural sectors. So for them, framing the policy, framing the guidelines, framing the rules and regulations, all these works are done by the NABARD. Next, providing credit facility to issuing organizations. So here issuing organizations means the issuing banks. So if NABARD provides funds to the issuing organization or the banks, then only these banks can lend money to the rural people. So providing credit facilities to these banks is also classified under the credit functions. Next, preparation of potential linked credit plans annually for all the districts. So here NABARD is for all the nation. So in this nation, whichever the districts which is located, for each and every districts, planning and preparing the credit plans, this is done directly by the NABARD. So each and every district has one issuing organization. For them, the credit plans are prepared by the NABARD. Monitoring the flow of ground level rural credit. So here, as I told, they are not only providing money, they are also monitoring, they are also controlling, they are also seeing where their money is being used. So here, flow of the money to the ground level, that is the rural areas, whether this is happening or not, that is also classified under the credit functions. Next, development and promotional functions. So in NABARD only we have one word, that is, it is a National Bank for Rural Agriculture and Rural Development. So what is the development and the promotional activities of them? So in order to reinforce the credit functions, to make it more productive, NABARD has undertaken a number of development and promotional activities. So which the functions which we have studied in the credit functions, to make it more productive, to make it more implemented. So some of the development and encouraging functions is also being done. So first function is helping the cooperative and the RRBs to prepare development action plans for themselves. So here each and every bank, cooperative bank, regional rural banks, So they will get credit plans for NABARD. So after getting a set of plan, it is our responsibility to implement it. It is our responsibility to bring the actions. So if we don't act on any plan, it will not be executed. So here preparing plans to the specific cooperative banks, regional rural banks, to the NABARD will assist them in preparing the development action. So how to act on that plan, they will assist them. Next is the NABARD will enter into memorandum of understanding with the state government and the cooperative banks for the specific responsibilities. So here, if we have strong support from our government, if the banks are getting support from the state governments or any kind of government, it will be more easier for the banks to implement their action plans. So here it is also one of the function of the NABARD, that is to enter into an mutual understanding with the state government and with its institution. Next is helping the RRBs and the sponsor banks to enter into memorandum of understanding specifying their respective obligation to improve the affairs of the rural regional banks in stipulative time frame. So here they are entering into mutual understanding with state governments and with the cooperative banks. The same point has repeated, but here they are entering into the memorandum of understanding with the RRBs and with other kind of sponsor banks which are working similarly for those functions, like that is rural development and for agricultural development. Next is monitoring the implementation of the development action plans of the bank and fulfillment of the obligation under whatever the memorandum of understandings they have entered into. So the thing that is monitoring the implementation. So if the RRBs and the cooperative banks, sponsor banks and the state government banks have entered into one agreement, so the implementation procedure that is to be that will be monitored by the NABARD. So the work of the NABARD is not only to enter into an agreement but also to look after the implementation procedure also. Next is the supervisory function. So undertake inspection of the RRBs and the cooperative banks. So every bank, every financial institution, every kind of business organization, so they have audit, they have checking procedure. So here also NABARD and its under banks will also have to be checked. It is also have to be inspected. So the books of the accounts of the financial institutions like RRBs, cooperative banks are inspected by the NABARD with the rules and regulations which is regarded in the Banking Regulation Act 1949. And also it undertakes inspection of the state cooperative agriculture and rural development banks. So especially they are inspecting the cooperative and the regional rural banks, either it is located at the state level or it is located at the district level. Next, last functions are same functions is also repeated here, but that is preparing the development plan for cooperative and RRBs, monitoring the same, and providing ODI, that is organization development intervention, that is providing the assistance for the implementation of the plan. So these are the concepts which is about the NABARD, National Bank for Rural and Agriculture Development. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in your group. Thank you.